That skill's not ready.
Welcome. I thank you for this offering. If you seek a program music, what you ask, I care.
See anything you like?
That skill's not ready. That skill's not ready.
The outpost is up. Resistance had attempted to breach the gates of Crown Hill before. They were not adequate.
There you are. Well discussed.
Corinne has given me the
Hey, don't get killed out there.
Come see what's left of my wares. Put it to good use. Come see what's left of my wares.
It is too late. Turn back now. Return to whatever loved one.
You disappoint me, Kymon.
The dead attack. A creature was doing this? I need some time to plan our...
Greetings, child.
I've been expecting you.
Skill's not ready.
And when I'm done with you, I will crush your friends at Devil's Crossing. You are strong, but now I will demonstrate my true power!
That skill's not ready.
Well, you work fast. There is Cromley. Last, we have to hit them hard and fast.
Keep your weapons working.
Can't do that yet.
Right, this is where I do my best to explain how the skills point allocation works out. This is what it looks like without wearing any gear. Now, you might have slightly different gear from the stuff I've got. But if you look at that, the skills along here, these nodes have got the maximum number of points in. That's got maximum number of points in. As has that, and that, and that. That means that the skill point buffs from gear do not raise that more than 10 points, because if you want that up to 20, you're going to need gear that adds 10 points on. If you want that up to 26, whatever. But they're not the important ones. The important ones are the ones along here. So these are maxed out because they need to be. So you look at that and you think, why is that only 6 points? It's because the gear gives me enough points to take that to 22 out of 22 without me needing to put 12 out of 12 points in to start with. But that's at the end of the game with the gear that I'm wearing at level 100, which I think is probably the gear I'll be sticking with, or versions of the same gear I'll be sticking with. Arcanist doesn't really matter. I haven't got anything that buffs any of this stuff up to its hard cap. So all of this is the point allocation I'd recommend. Max out the mastery bar so you get your physique, cunning, spirit, health, energy. You get as much as you can by maxing that out because you get a load of points each time. Same with the cultist, but you need that maxed out anyway because you're going for that exclusive skill. So if you look at all that, that's the way my points are allocated at the end. They've flip-flopped a bit as I've been leveling up because I've had some gear that's given me more bonus points to skills halfway through the game than at the end, just because that was the way it was. That was what was dropping. So I don't have any gear equipped at the moment, but I'll start equipping this stuff. Right, so there's all my gear equipped. This has changed accordingly, and the skills have gone up to what I want them to be. Hard cap 22 out of 12, hard cap 22 out of 12. Those two as high as they'll go, that as high as it will go. Same with that, same with that. Because I was able to reduce that down to 6 points spent, it helps because even with that maxed out, I had enough points to go and put a 1 pointer in that, and however much I put in there. Let's just have a quick look because I can't remember. Yeah, so that's a 2 pointer. I had enough left to put 1 point in that and 2 points in that. Just for that vitality damage and vitality damage decay, the damage over time version. Those 3 points you could put somewhere else. You might find out you haven't got enough gear to only use 6 points in that. You might have to put 12 in there. You might have to put 10 in there, whatever, which means you wouldn't be able to use them. Or you might have to maybe drop a couple of points out of it. You might think, well, I'll drop a couple of points out of Arcane Will so I can do that. This is how I've ended up with this. If you can get it to the same situation, great. I would say it's more important to have these things hard capped than to worry about, 1 or 2 points spent around here. Anyway. And also the way I've got it is sometimes you'll have a build where you've equipped a piece of gear that is giving you attribute points you need to equip another piece of gear, and by taking everything off, you're struggling when you come to re-equip it. None of this is in that situation. I got enough physique and enough spirit to equip anything. And the only item that you'd find really that you have a problem with cunning is if you had a ranged weapon. That's how that works. Hopefully that makes sense. You can see that it's only got 6 points spent in it from level up skill points and quest rewards, whatever. The whole hard cap is got from things like this, +2 to Krieg's Evil Eye on that, +1 to all skills, +2 to Bloodburst, +2 to Krieg's Evil Eye. And there's that one, because it's a Caustic of Corruption, one of those things, I think it's the of Corruption, has added, what was it added on? I'll go and check. Because that's probably where I'm getting 2 points from that you might not have. So normally, oh, that's Corrosion's got it on. Okay, so by default, by the look of it, it comes with +2 to Bloodburst. Because that's got Occultists, that gave it some points to Krieg's Evil Eye. This thing, you can get this with some extra points on it as well. That had +2 to Possession on it. Yeah, that one's alright. That's a level 94 item. I just went back to see if I could get a good one. That's halfway decent. So anyway, so yeah, so you might find that if you follow the skill point allocation, it gets a bit confusing late on because you're going over the hard cap or you're not managing to reach the hard cap, and it's to do with gear. What I'm going to do now, I'll demonstrate how to set the devotions up by wasting one of my 9 of them, 4 of them. That's from quest rewards on this one character going through to ultimate, so I'm going to waste one of these. Now what that does is it resets the devotion points. So at the moment my devotion's set up like that. I'm going to go and stand up here by the spirit guide because it's not a complicated way of doing it. Some devotion paths I've had to do have been really complicated, where you have to set up several different constellations you don't want to get somewhere, then you reclaim the points, whatever. There's only one point to reclaim doing this while you're in the process of doing it. So if you want to end up with this setup the way I've got it, here we go. Boom. This will reset all your devotion points. Yeah. Tragic. So I've now got my 55, but I've reclaimed all the rest, they've all gone. So this is what you do. You put a point in red, you get rat. I'm not going to slow down doing this, I'm going to do it quite quickly. Then you reclaim that red point. You don't have to reclaim it straight away, but... Right, so I've reclaimed that red point. Because rat is a self-supporting constellation. If you hover over rat, he needs 1 red. He provides 2 red and 3 green. Once he's complete, you can take that red out. Right, so that's done. So next up, doesn't really matter the order you do this in, but you're going to want to get that guy there. You're going to want to get Wretch. Come on, Wretch. At that point, you can get Manticore. Now, I would say the active skill things, get them as soon as you can, because as soon as you've got them, they start leveling up from XP that you earn. Right, Manticore's done. Now, Manticore you can put on Krieg's Evil Eye or Scorpion Strike or whatever your movement skill is. Don't worry too much about that for now. I'm not going to attach anything to that because you might not get that headgear. So for now, let's put it on Krieg's Evil Eye. And let's move on to the next thing. Next thing you want to do is you want to get down here to Rumour. So you need some blues. So I would say get these 4 points here. Grab that and then you can do Murmur. Grab that skill, stick it on Curse of Frailty. Complete Murmur. Get over here and then complete this guy. That skill can be attached to any of your permanent toggle skills. It's not related to that skill in any way, other than when that skill is up it will be active, so that's done. So what you want to do now, you want to be able to get over here to get both these guys going. Best way to do that without wasting any skill points is grab Spider. These things come up. You want to do the left hand side of this, it's the acid damage thing. There it is, stick that on your movement skill or stick it on Krieg's Evil Eye. I mean, swap them back and forth, see which you think is best for you. Now, at this point, I would grab this because it's a whole load of acid damage. It's another thing you can put onto a toggle skill. Stick it on Maven's Sphere. And you're left with 4 points. So that's it. So the only point you have to undo is that red node. Everything else is straightforward. Should make sense. I mean, go back and rewatch that if I went through it too quickly, but it's not difficult. I put the 4 remaining points in here because those 3 nodes are passable, and that one gives you plus 50% poison damage with plus 20% increased duration. It's up to you. Those 4 points you could put anywhere. I mean, if you're struggling, you don't have to put them in there. You could put them in something else. You might think you need some cunning, some spirit, and some OA, and some cunning and some OA and whatever up there. I mean, you've got 4 points to play around with. I put them there. You don't have to. That's devotions done. Attributes. If you look at what I did here, again, you might want to put more points into spirit than I did. I put 5 in there. Arguably, you could put more in there. Spirit will scale your damage on this character. You might want to reduce that. But the thing is, I found I was struggling for offensive ability. Let's get my toggles up. Yeah, the other thing, I've got all my toggle skills on a separate bar so I don't switch them off my mistake when I'm panicking in a fight. So I've got the Blood of Krieg up. I've got almost 3000 OA, 2945. You can crit most stuff. I think I've got a small chance to crit Loghorrean with that on 2945 last time I fought him. Defensive ability's pretty low. It's sort of alright, but things have a chance to crit you, which isn't great, but you've got the damage absorption going on from Possession and Maven Sphere. You've got a massive amount of attack damage converted to health. So, you know, I mean, I'm alright. I think I've died. I got total deaths 1. That was 100% me stress testing the build. I started a totem off and I just stood in the middle of it all. And I watched my health go down and down and down and down. I could have quit out of the game. I didn't. I just died and thought, oh dear. But you know, it's not. If I had more deaths, or if I had double figures deaths or something in there, I'd be saying now, maybe don't do this build. That death is not the build's fault. It's my fault for playing like a muppet. If you kite properly, you will not die. If you're in hardcore and you keep your finger poised over the escape key, you will not die. Let's talk about Loghorrean for a minute. Okay, so farming Loghorrean, I've got here 2 body armor sets. I think I've got 2 hats. 3 shoulders, 1 boots. That's it, isn't it? So I had to kill him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times to get 1 full set. There's your 1 full set. If you this is leveling gear for a level 1 character. You can equip this at level 1. Gives you a whole bunch of resistances, +1 to all skills, and +40% XP gained with the whole set on there. So that's all it's useful for. If you're not bothered about power leveling new characters, you don't have to worry about that. I mean, you can go and kill him once for a laugh. In the same area or on the way to Loghorrean, you will kill these Dark One guys that drop this stuff. These got 100% drop chance, they haven't, but that's the full Dark One set anyway. It's got acid stuff on it, but it's not really perfect for this build. I wouldn't wear it for this build. My monster infrequent garbage is much better. So that's the stuff for Loghorrean farming. That's how many times to kill Loghorrean to get full set. And there's the full Dark One set that you get on the way to Loghorrean. What else do I need to tell you? Yeah, don't die. 260 something thousand damage dealt. Well, that's... You can see those numbers coming off there, 100 and something thousand. If you're getting ticks, damage over time ticks of over 200,000. So in theory, your 1 hit is hitting over 1 million damage, well over. I'm not going to do the maths, but you can see those big 100,000, 200,000 figures coming up. So it's not the highest damage build you can do, but damage over time is amazing, because say that's a boss, you run in, hit him and run away. So I could be running away, staying out of his way, and there's all this damage ticking going on. And every time that goes off, any of your bits of gear that have got a chance on attack, because those little balls of glop that are flying off every now and again, it's because those ticks, those damage over time ticks, are registering as an attack. So that Doom Bolt is coming from there. Doombolt 10% chance on attack. The damage over time ticks are classed by the game as an attack. It's worth knowing. So you can be running away and you can still be shooting without even trying. I'm not actively shooting, but those poison glot balls are going off. Occasional Doombolt will go off. If you think I missed anything out, or if any of that isn't clear, or if you, any questions at all, shoot them up in the comments and I will do my very best to answer. I'll get some more enemy factions. I'm trying to get Arcadian Undead up to Nemesis because I do like their cold damage boss. I should be able to kick him all over the place. So they'll be the next ones up. Beasts of Nemesis, I've got a video of that out. Chthonics, that's not going to take long. Cronley's gang, always quite difficult to... Yeah, I've killed him. I've killed that Kazan thing. Kymon, so yeah, there's them way off Nemesis. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed all this stuff. I'll get a few more videos about this out, but I'll do some other stuff. And also what I'll do is I'll do a thing about what would you do for your second character, because there's... I'll do the speed level and stuff with lore notes just to show you. I won't do extreme version of it. I'll do like a simple basic version of it, and I'll say if you've done an acid damage over time build, what's like the opposite to that? Fire damage, retaliation damage. I could do a retaliation damage build. I could do a retaliation damage build and do it like using retaliation from a low level, which isn't what people recommend to do, but you might want to try that. Could be a laugh. Maybe I'll do that. Anyway, again, if you want to see anything in particular, give me a shout in the comments. Thank you very much for watching all this stuff. Glad quite a few people found it useful, and I'll catch you all in the next video.